and welcome here live as the Broncos take the field on the blue for the first time here in 2019. And we got an interesting matchup for you. These fans are so excited to see their team at home for the first time after what happened in week 1. Marshall and Boise State, our matchup here from Boise. This place still buzzing after the win in Tallahassee. And there are the thundering herd of Marshall getting ready to take the field. They're feeling like this is a chance for a program-changing win. Kickoff coming up next after a short break. We'll be back to Boise. For the first time on the blue here in 2019. They think it could be a very special Boise State football season. And Johnson's going to bring the ball out on the kickoff return. He's got some burst and gets it close to the 25-yard line. So now the Marshall offense will take the field for the first time. Isaiah Green not tested quite the same way that Bachmeier was against Florida State. Marshall played VMI in week 1, but this is a kid who's got some talent.
No, I think he's a really good young quarterback. He's grown up playing last year. He's a dual threat type guy. They don't like to run him a lot, but they will run him. And Doc Holliday told us, the game slows down for this young man as the pressure increases. So I'm excited to see him against a really good Boise State defense.
Now, Marshall may be the best team in Conference USA, and they have built this game up to be a very big deal. We'll see. A little quick hitter completion on the right side for a short gain to Tyler King, one of their dynamic running backs. 21.5 career sacks for Curtis Weaver on second down, and another open target and another nice delivery for a first down. Tonight against Boise State. They're going to hand it off for a second straight time, and that's a nice gain up the middle. Brendan Knox. Robert Lefevre, who is a good player. Marshall's got good special teams. Part of the field where you could have at least thought about some sort of special teams trick play. That's an excellent punt. So if you're going to punt it and not go for it, you're leaning on your punter to get a good kickoff, and he did.
He did a great job. He's one of those rugby punters, rolls out to his right, kicks it back to his left. Avery Williams never had a chance to even field that ball, so they start on the 7-yard line.
All alone in the backfield, and Mahone's going to get the carry on first down. Marshall right there.
That's a good start for the Marshall defense, and so far they've protected well for him.
Play fake on second down. He is pressured here, takes a hit and throws it into coverage. Incomplete. For the first time that Channing Haynes, who's a good player up front for Marshall, got in on the quarterback.
You'll see Channing Haynes move all over. This guy's a really dynamic pass rusher, and he beats the left tackle there. And
let that clock wind. On the move, that throw short, and a great open field tackle, well short of the first down. But Tavante Beckett makes sure that the Broncos are going to have to punt. Big test for Marshall on the road here tonight, but unquestionably one of the best teams from Conference USA. Pressured, Green delivers right on the money, and that slant with the run after catch is going to get Marshall a first down. Artie Henry with the catch and run.
You're going to see their tight end Levias right here come out and block. You get the great block on the inside or the outside, and really, that's not an aggressive play.
So much to talk about, including Randy Moss picking this week's best catches from college football, and you got Moss. And speaking of the great Randy Moss, I mean, they've had a lot of great players at Marshall, but to me, there's no question who the greatest is. It was man against boys. It was not fair.
Well, it was man against boys in the NFL at times as well. I had to try to defend that guy a lot.
Yeah. How'd that go?
It didn't go well. You see where I'm at? In the booth.
Yeah.
Didn't go well.
I'm looking for Randy down on the field for this third down play. I'm not seeing number 88 out there for Marshall. 3rd and 10 from inside their own 20-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Dave Fleming, Jim Mora, Paul Carcaterra, and a fake with the quarterback keep, and Green, who's got that speed. That was a nice move. He took a big hit and gets shoved out of bounds.
Play into the boundary on Weaver. So they get Weaver to squeeze down on King, and all of a sudden you've got Green in a race.
Hank Bachmeier back on the field looking for his first home touchdown pass of his Boise State career. Instead, it's a little pitch play. Well defended, Mahoney. Maybe a yard, maybe Boise quickly to the line, and they'll snap it quickly, hand it off to Mahone again, trying to find some room, and again there's just no room whatsoever on the outside. Strung out, and Mahone tossed onto the Marshall side.
Put up some serious numbers, and you got to watch him as a runner. He does not want to be known as a dual threat quarterback. When things break down, though, he can really get it going. I spoke to him last year. He told me he wants to play like Patrick Mahomes, improv when the pocket breaks down. Who doesn't want to play like Patrick Mahomes?
I believe every quarterback in the country would like to play like Patrick Mahomes these days. Isaiah Green handed it off to Brendan Knox for a nice gain on first down. It's 2nd and 1 Marshall after their defense came up with an impressive stop. Running the ball on 2nd down to get the first. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And so far still 0-0. With a play fake, and Green flips it down the right sideline. There is Xavier Gaines for a big gain. Got upended at the end of it, but inside the 35 all the way down to the 30.
That's a good looking play. You get a tight end running a wheel route up the sideline, matched up on a linebacker, and they just lose track of him.
Well, it's easy to do. So far he's lined up as a tight end, a slot receiver, a wide receiver, a quarterback, and a running back.
It's like, where's Waldo?
It was hard to find him. And they couldn't there. Hand off. And a big hole on the left side, straight up the middle. Brendan Knox inside the 15. Not quite 1st and goal, but another big gain for the Thundering Herd.
Coach Holliday talked about being able to run the football. You see they get a nice crack block there, but they seal the edge. They get Knox into the open field, and this guy's a hard runner. He's a fall forward type of runner.
They may not be quite as big as Boise State, but they've got experience on their offensive line. It's a good unit. Knox gets another carry and a burst into the end zone for a touchdown. Brendan Knox has put Marshall ahead. 13-yard touchdown run. That was impressive. Marshall's come to play tonight. And I know it's just the first quarter, but there is some concern on the fans of those Boise State Broncos in the stands here about what kind of challenge their team has.
Pass up the sideline to Gaines. That's what you want to do on the road.
The run was beautiful. The point after wasn't that pretty, but it counted. And the Thundering Herd take a 7-0 lead.
But you're seeing some pre-snap movement. I think it's changing the blocking lanes and assignments for the offensive line and making it look difficult.
A double tight end look for Boise State, and even with that, just not anywhere for Mahone to go. He did surge forward and got 3, maybe 4 yards, but it's 3rd down coming up. Marshall has not allowed a 100-yard rusher. Now look, the schedule is a little different for the Thundering Herd, but still, that's impressive. November of 2017, it didn't happen one time last year against Marshall.
Well, they commit to stopping the run, and they're good at it, and they do a nice job up front.
7-0 Marshall here early in the 2nd quarter, and a 4th down play out of the timeout. Boise State going for it. They put Bachmeier in the shotgun, and he's going to throw the ball with some pressure coming, and Bachmeier will fling it up, incomplete. So Marshall brings pressure. Bachmeier goes down, and the Thundering Herd defense with another stop.
Marshall came after him here. I mean, they committed to stopping the run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys up at the line of scrimmage here. And they were playing for the run, but they also had a little blitz on here. They got some angles, and they were able to get to Bachmeier. I'm going to tell you what, I don't like what Bachmeier did late there, throwing the football.
So Gaines is going to take the direct snap for the 2nd time in this game. And he will keep it this time. Gaines bounces to the left side and gets 9, close to 10 yards on 1st down.
Throw it here soon.
He's taking another snap. He will hand it off on the right side in a big hole with blockers out in front. Across midfield for Tyler King. 1st down. So he still gets some positive yardage close to midfield. It's 2nd and 2. Marshall will keep it with Green, the quarterback. 1st down into Boise State territory.
I'm just surprised at how effective Marshall's running the football against what I think is a really good front seven, front eight, if you count the nickel coming in there, Boise State defense. And they're not doing it with a lot of misdirection. I mean, they're running at them. Helani is a really good young back.
Not playing too fast. You got plenty of time. One timeout for the Broncos, and that pass tipped up. Helani caught it. I don't know if he thought maybe it was a backwards pass, because that cost Boise State a bunch of yardage. If it goes incomplete, you're back up near midfield. Instead, they go backwards.
I think it's a forward pass, but I believe, you know, your coach is going to tell you every time, try to catch the football.
Yeah.
And it is obviously it's a forward pass, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah, George Helani, very talented running back, and Van Buren, and it looks like Van Buren is going to get hit right at the line of scrimmage. Still fighting, and the ball came out. The ball is loose. An offensive lineman, I think that's John Molchon, had the ball come right to him. And then he tried to surge it in.
You're not going to wrestle with him.
This ball definitely comes out.
Big air.
Wow. And Molcha, you're right. The strongest player on the Boise State team made a very big play. Marshall thought they had it, and number 77 said no.
No. And I have it, and you're not getting it back.
So Helani is in the backfield, the true freshman, along with the true freshman quarterback. They will give it to George Helani. He takes a big hit. He's still fighting, and he didn't get there.
They've got to line up quickly.
Now, Boise State cannot get a personal foul penalty. Lots of pushing and shoving. It was a teammate, not for long. I mean, Paul had just gotten to campus, essentially, when that terrible accident happened. That pass completed, but it goes backwards. That was a 10-yard loss on that snap from Garrett Larson. He's a good center. A rare mistake from him. Bachmeier dancing around and gets hit from behind. He goes down. I think that's Marquise Couch who comes up with the sack.
Hank's done a nice job tonight of extending plays with his feet, staying alive in the pocket, and here he just drifts into the rush. And that's really just an effort rush there by Couch.
Just like Hank Bachmeier, Southern California kids coming here to Boise. And a very bright future ahead. That time, though, Marshall got into the backfield and stuffed Helani for a loss. It's third down.
Nice job by the inside linebacker, Omari Cobb, filling, taking on the offensive line block, keeping his outside arm free and making the play in his gap.
Bachmeier under center. Van Buren spun away from one tackle and got a yard, and he was holding on to that football. 2nd and 9. Bachmeier with a play fake. And that one tipped up and intercepted. That's Omari Cobb who comes away with a turnover. So the second straight time Boise State gets inside the 20 and they don't score any points. That tip ball turns into an interception. Heck of a play by Omari Cobb. Still reason for those folks to be a little concerned tonight.
Yeah, play action here, and Cobb really doesn't bite on it, and he's able to get back into coverage, get a tip ball. Hey, tips and overthrows, those got to belong to the defense. You see the tip ball right there by Cobb to Cobb. That's an athletic move, and they talked about his athleticism and playing him in there. That's a darn good play.
Well, Marshall has a tremendous history of quarterback play. Chad Pennington, who hooked up with Randy Moss so many times in his career. Byron Leftwich, who was one of the best players in college football in his Marshall career. Boise State really, I mean, maybe a little quick tempo early in the third quarter. Otherwise, we have not seen much of it from them. Bachmeier delivers incomplete. He took another hit. They had 2 pass rushers come in. And Van Buren picked up one of them, but he couldn't pick up both. Bachmeier in the pocket, steps up, and the ball's out. He got hit from behind, and Marshall has the football. A strip sack for the Thundering Herd, and that's a turnover. Outstanding left tackle. He did get beat. Wow.
You know what? You never encourage holding, but when you're beat like that, like he is right there, grab him. Don't let him hit your quarterback in the back.
Marshall with the football after the turnover, and a designed run for their super weapon Xavier Gaines, who took that direct snap again. So now Sort of that jumbo package on 3rd and 1. Halani is not going to get there. And another big play and stop. Omari Cobb, Jalen McLean, Sapp, and company right in there. So it's not just the big guys on the defensive line in run support.
It's good football. I mean, watch them. They play square to the line of scrimmage. They don't get knocked off the ball. They play with great pad level, and then they tackle. And I said that early in the game. Early in the season.
Pitch play, trying to get out to the corner. Does not want to go out of bounds, so Shakir ends up losing a couple of yards on 1st down. So now at midfield, a 1st down, and that clock will roll again. Even one more 1st down if Boise State just keeps the ball on the ground. And Marshall's going to have to start thinking about their timeouts, but another negative run play.
You aren't kidding.
So 3rd and 2. Maybe the play of the game for Marshall right here with 2 timeouts remaining. They just stopped the clock. And Boise will hand it off. And a tackle with the lunge for the 1st down. Now the clock is going to move. I don't know. That was the tight end Collingham coming around the end. This one's going to depend on the spot, and I think they spotted him a little bit short.
Right.
Now the clock continues to move. Are they saying 1st down? Wow. If I were Marshall, I'm saying, well, you gotta look at that.
Timeout.
Marshall will call a timeout, but
their second.
All right, out of the timeout, Boise State does have a 1st down. I'm shocked. I mean, I can't believe that somebody didn't ask the officials to take a look at the spot. They just gave the 1st down. And Doc Holliday knows that his team is in big trouble now. They had to use their 2nd timeout, and it's 1st and 10 Boise State. Not quite victory formation time, but Halani gets tackled after a gain of a yard on 3rd and 3. And Halani will not get the ball. Bachmeier keeps it. Bachmeier! And we'll see where they put the ball down. They stopped the clock momentarily. The football ended up out. Did he get the 1st down? I guess he did, yeah.
Doc is not happy with the official. He better be careful, or he might be drawing a 15.
Marshall, their 3rd. Full timeout.
What an athletic play. Tavante Beckett, he actually got the ball, and now I'm not saying it was an actual fumble, but the ball came out. He grabbed it and stayed in bounds just in case it had been. Can you imagine that?